Areas make them competitive. All of them live together, except us. We're scattered. If you're scattered, you have no market. Nobody's going to drive all over town trying to find where your store is. So right now, Detroit, when I get into the good news now, in Detroit, Michigan, we're trying to rebuild our first big national community in America. In the city of Detroit, we have an area, a project area. My project area is over 100 acres. I got another 141 acres outside the city. We're going to build, I'm putting in 21 to 26 factories in there. I'm putting in about 15 distributorships, and I'm putting in about almost 50 to 52 businesses in there, where black folk can now walk to work and walk and shop.
Dr. Clyde Anderson.
And now when you all come.
242. It's imperative that we follow the instructions of this man
because you got your own community to come to sell your product. So when your corporation say, well, I don't know where your consumers are, where the black consumers are, where they are, you say, yes, I know where they are. We got one area in Detroit. We're going to build them in other cities. Just like you have an Asian town or Chinatown. And see, when you build these communities, you put up barriers too. Like in Chicago,
by denying us
like in
these
Chicago.
rights and
See, my good
privileges
friend Dorothy
because
Dorothy
of
Tillman
laws
used those power-nomics principles
and
down on
enactments of
47
laws
and South Martin Luther King Boulevard. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so what I told Dorothy, I said, you go in there, you find me a black area in Chicago.
The Bahamas
is that black area. And start building black businesses in there.
We must build our businesses.
And tell the rest of them, if it's not your community so long, adios, goodbye.
Online.
And bring in black businesses and put them in there.
So
and she's been doing that. Am I
persons
right?
cannot get their hands
and you do
on the
that.
things of
and then I told her, she said, what else should I do? I said, once you build these communities so that your marketers and developers can get in, you market and close your community just like the others do.
Market
when I go into Chinatown, as soon as I come around the corner, I'll see a big pagoda. And I'll see all kind of flags. And I'll hear ting dong, ding dong. I know they mark that community, that's theirs.
That the police is continually coming to this property
they're going to use their language to go look at street signs.
And try to have me incarcerated.
So it reflects their culture, so it's closed, so you can't speak the language, you can't get in and get
Uncle
out.
Tom. Thank you, Dr. Clyde
You got to learn, so what Dorothy Tillman does, if you go down there, Deborah, see, you look up on those telephone posts.
What the Spirit is doing and saying to his
Thank you. See, and you see those big silhouettes, gold silhouettes of a silhouette of a black man with either a saxophone or a trumpet. Am I right, baby? And that you do the same. You build your communities and close them. So that you got a market to promote your products in.
Mr. Christie,
and not only
this is a warning
you got a closed community.
to you, sir. You and your
barriers,
government,
that gives you a competitive advantage, just like the Asians got a competitive advantage in Chinatown.
Everything
and the Hispanics got a competitive advantage, like in Miami. See, you go into Miami, when the Cubans came into Miami, when I'm over education down there, the Cubans went in and took over all the distributorships. All in South Florida. So they control the industries down there. And they use their culture and their language as a barrier so no one else can get in. When I go down and say, why don't you Cubans learn how to speak Spanish?
I have never killed anyone, rape,
that's our barrier. That's what
or
protects
robbed
our
anyone.
community. That's what protects our businesses and keep out the
officers
competition.
Continue
and if anything, if you want to deal with us, you better learn
at
Spanish
night,
and come in here, but you on our turf.
When you know, for all of my life, at least from 1997, I have been speaking
like out in
the issues
Oakland, California,
of national importance that have affected myself
a lot of our civil rights leaders,
my lifetime at the time, from then to present, and on behalf, I spoke up for your own Bahamian people that you have to protect.
There's nothing wrong.
It is wrong to have your officers continually
the whole point of a language is to communicate. As long as people can communicate, every piece of language is good.
And try to have me arrested because politicians warned.
And if I say you know I said down. As long as you can communicate, it's good.
To basically continue working hard in regards.
They jump all over our black kids about, well, they got to speak perfect English,
meritorious manumission
they got to
on behalf of
standard network English.
Who I
they
call
don't have to. They only
English
have to
oppressors
speak
in this case,
English when you
and
don't have a
the
community.
world's involved in the conspiracy
and now your
to
black
continue to
children have
defraud
forced to leave your community, go to
you
somebody
and
else's
I
community
out of
to
our
get a
natural
living
resources.
and earn a life. If they stayed in their own community, they wouldn't have to speak. They could get along with speaking what people they call flat English, broke English, non-standard Negro dialect. It doesn't make any difference. You have never run into a black person yet that couldn't understand what another black person was saying.
That's right. Dr. Claude Anderson, economist.
And don't let them BS you all. As long as you stay in your own community, got your own community where you got jobs and business opportunities for your own people,
stop talking
you can
nonsense
get away
on
with talking
Facebook.
any way
Don't
you
waste
want
my
to.
time. comment on this. If you have a nerve, if you're so free, comment on what you're hearing and stop freaking out yourselves on Facebook. While our country, and furthermore, the only women who are talking is those who don't care what the hell happens to the Bahamian men or to this economy. Why? Because they are women. Every minute changing their pictures, freaking out themselves of their beauty. That's what they're promoting, their beauty. It's not for the Bahamian men. The majority of us in prison and some in jail because of meritorious manumission over 40 years in this country. Like I was saying, now I have Dr. Clyde Anderson as history. I rebuke the government of this country and may God people see the light.
We're going to invite people like you all to come in and start pushing our products with our own
We must
people.
push our own products with our own people.
To promote our products. And we'll put up a leather factory that we got coming up in Haiti.
We have
built a leather factory
100,000 square miles of fishing. We have low flats that could create fish farms for Bahamian. I don't want the Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries, who happens to be the brother of my mother, Alfred Virginia Stimulus Gray, to concentrate only on Dominican fishermen and say and talk nonsense, but people mention that they're still coming. Bro, the issue here is not only the fishermen. The issue here is the illegal immigrants coming from south, from the Hispaniola. Okay? And my grandfather's generation had the answer. I gave you all the answer, and you all refused to do anything about it. I said, use some money to put fishermen back on the water to be able to continue to look out. But no, it is your slave code and your black code and your meritorious manumission that have clouded your judgment.
You're trying to figure out how to market in Hispanic, white, and Asian, Arab communities that people don't want you in and not going to let you in.
Cubans, Chinese, and Haitians, as it relates to the Bahamas, will not let us in their market. Why did we allow these people to come into our market in the first place? That is your politicians, your cabinet ministers in the F&M governments for 53 terms under a Bahamian leader, former Minister of Finance and Member of Parliament for North Africa, Hubert Alexander Ingram. 3 terms as Prime Minister. And look at our condition.
We're going to build them in Detroit. We learn how, and we're going to do 2 things.
Let's build our community now by ourselves, by standing up, especially for ourselves, and rejecting the government when they're talking nonsense. That tax will obliterate, not only, not decimate only, decimate through obliteration the middle class that have already been decimated by the former government. This government and its policies that contravene and violate the individual sovereign rights of Bahamians, they're doing that because of meritorious manumission in regards to the 1638 and 1665 and 1666 laws. Black codes, slave codes, and black code laws.
Detroit, Michigan has almost 1 million black folks there.
Give me a break.
They have an annual disposable income